Okay, so here is what you need to know in order to get involved with the open mic community of RecRoom. So first off, you need to open up your watch. I can tell you on PC this is done through the tab button. I don't know how things are done on VR. I don't quite remember. I believe it's the settings button. Anywho, first things first, you want to go over to settings. Under settings, you want to go under audio. Now, under audio, microphone, believe it or not, you want it always on. Here is why. Always on actually works more like VR chat in that you could toggle it on, toggle it off. It's not well indicated with the always on indicator, but that is that. Pitch normal. Advanced microphone settings, you want to go in this. Background noise reduction, you want to turn it off. Echo cancellation, you want to turn it off. Enable music mode, turn off all voice enhancements. As a subtitle, you want to turn this on. Essentially, this is the equivalent of reducing your mic activation threshold and eliminating noise suppression in VR chat. When it comes to speaker volumes, music, sound, and ambiance, I recommend you turn all of this down. This all has to do with world stuff. We don't need that. The other stuff can be fine. Even game AI, which is questionable. Anyway, in-room communication privacy, I would recommend you broadcast to everybody, but that's your business. Okay, so that's how that is done. Now, navigation. So, for example, let's cover that right now. Here's the thing, the microphone indicator is not as verbose, it's not as visible as it is in VR chat. If you look in the upper right, you should see that my voice is currently broadcasting. If, in my case, there is a tooltip of a T, if I pressed a T key, I don't know what it is on VR, but see, I'm now no longer broadcasting, so I've muted my microphone, but if I press T again, I am now broadcasting, so that is the way that works. Okay, so again, everything's done through the watch. You have the main headers, which are below, oddly enough, and you have subheaders such as tabs. So, under home, in order to find me, what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to look up. We'll start in the lower menu items, the tabs, if you will. I'm going to click on people. Can you do it under just search players here? Let's find out. So I go by Rod in Quebec. There you go. So Rod in Quebec, ideally you would want to add friend. Also, if you, if you click on the profile to open up the profile, you should see under portfolio, okay, the room, that's the room I created, but before we do that, you want to scroll down to clubs, the open mic community of RecRoom. You want to join club. That would help you understand what the hell's going on. And finally, it would be a good idea to make sure you have access to the room that was created for this reason. So, again, if you're lost, under my profile, under portfolio header, scroll down to rooms, the open mic community of RecRoom, click on join public room. It should work. If it doesn't work, you might need to level up. Leveling up for this shouldn't be complicated at all. I believe if you leave the game and come back to the game, you should be fine. Provided you have access to this room, you should be fine. So that is good. Okay, great. Now, what you need to learn, rather, is how RecRoom works as far as some basic moderation stuff. So first things first, I'm going to mute my mic from RecRoom. You're still hearing me, obviously. We're also going to mute some voices, just so I don't hear them and they're not annoying me. Let's get rid of game AI while we're at it. I'm tired of that. Yeah, let's just get rid of all of it. Other room? Yeah, I guess I could leave that. I don't even know what that is. That's a new feature. Who cares? Okay, in-room voice I know does the job. Okay, great. So, let's look for play Here's how you find rooms in RecRoom. It's kind of dumb. Explore. So play explore. Where's a good place? I know where's a good place. Black cat. Now, the reason we're going to the Black Cat is so we can explore how moderation is done in RecRoom, because yeah, you might come across people who you want to turn down their voice, or you want to mute them, or you want to block them, anything of the sort. I get that. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, I've joined a public Black Cat. Look, there's a bunch of people here. Okay, great. So, here's what you need to know. First off, in order to see who's in the room, I could open up the watch. I could go to this. No, it's people. See, it's dumb. You would think it's under this room. No, it's under people. Then people. Here now. Here are all the people in this room. You can mute them by clicking on that. Yeah, that's how you mute them. You gotta click on them again to unmute. That's kind of dumb. Here's where you adjust their volume. So you click on that and you could adjust their volume with the slider followed by set. If you want to vote kick, it's done through report, which is dumb. Oh, well, we understand block. You could block somebody. Report. Sometimes there's an option to vote kick, sometimes there's not. I can't tell you why. It's kind of like that. Also, what you can do is kind of like in RecRoom, in VR chat, when you bring up the launch pad and you target somebody and bring up their menu that way. You could do so in RecRoom just by using the what would you call that? The crosshair, the dot in the center. So like, for example, if I target this individual, who apparently loves Fent, and I hold the button indicated in the tooltip, in my case it's tab since I'm on PC, it brings up their profile instantly. So I can, from here, mute, block, and good old report, which now I could vote kick if I wish to vote kick, but I'm not here to cause problems. All these people want to poon around in the Black Cat, I presume. Anywho, so there you go. That is how you moderate people in RecRoom. So what you need to know is, again, in order to join me, you can find me under people, all friends. I should be there. You should be able to join me. Of course, under clubs. Where's clubs? Clubs is dumb. Clubs. Under clubs, you should see an indicator of the event you joined or something of the nature, and you could join that way. That's a way to do it. As simple as that. If not, if I see you online and you're my friend, I'm going to invite you if I know who you are. If you're not like a friend that I made over 2 years ago who I don't remember and what have you. By the way, good thing to mention, if ever you want to get the hell out of a place, like you don't want to be here anymore, the easiest way to do that is you open up your watch and you choose dorm room. Dorm room is basically like your home world in VR chat, just that everybody has a dorm room in RecRoom instead of being a home room that you can set, rather. Let's turn up in-room voice again so I could hear people. For some reason, I think that's an idea. I don't know. Anywho, as simple as that. That's pretty much everything you need to know, I presume. It's good to note that you can also chat in RecRoom. I can chat. And everybody in the room can see it. It's not just a chat bubble above your avatar's head. Rather, it shows up in a global chat, if you will. How do I minimize this? Don't even know. There you go. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all that needs to be said. When it comes to emoting is done above the individual's head, I believe. See, like that. You could also third person, as you just saw I did. What's this? Good gesture. Okay. Anywho, you got things like that. Yeah, so that's RecRoom in a nutshell. That being said, I hope to see you at our open mics.